right, so a big portion of your algebra class and a big portion of this course deals with lines and linear equations. Solving them, graphing them, finding the slope, jumping between different forms of line, and don't worry if you don't know about what those things mean, then let's just start with the basics and you will find out as we go. So, all of us know how lines look like, right? We can have lines that are increasing, lines that are decreasing, vertical lines, and horizontal lines. Not really horizontal, let me redo it. And a horizontal line, much better. I'm not so good at drawing, much better at teaching math. Okay, so have you ever thought what a line means in mathematics? So a line obviously has length, but no width, at least in mathematics. And it's an infinite collection of points extending into both directions. So we worked with linear equations where we had y equal to 5x plus 2, for example. And we also covered coordinate plane. And how to draw lines in the coordinate plane. So to quickly exemplify how this line looks like in the coordinate plane, I'm going to point out two things. When we make x equal to 0, we get something that's called y-intercept, right? So that will simply be 2. X is 0, then y is 2. It will be this point right here. When y is equal to 0, then we have something called x-intercept. And in order to do that, we need to move some things around. Or in order to find the numerical value of the x-intercept, we need to move some things around. So 0 is equal to 5x plus 2. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, so we have negative 2 equal to 5x. Let's divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to, or x-intercept is equal to negative 2 over 5. So negative 2 over 5, let's see, that will be somewhere right here. And now all we have to do to draw a line is draw a line that goes through both of these points. And that's our line y equal to 5x plus 2. Similarly, you can find any of the numbers on the line by drawing a table and plugging in different numbers for x to get corresponding values for y. You will get the same graph of the line regardless of which method you choose. Okay, so let's cover some basics about lines. Now I'm going to write the equation of a line in a slightly different way. So y is equal to m times x plus b. Okay, so let me start with b. So b is y-intercept. Y-intercept when x is equal to 0. So your y-intercept is simply a point where x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 right here. This is our y-intercept. Now you might be asking yourself, what is m? M is the slope. And slope determines whether your line is increasing or decreasing. So positive slope, so when m is greater than 0, that means your line is going to go up. when m is less than 0, so it's a negative number, then your line is decreasing. Okay, now a tricky question. What happens when the slope of the line is equal to 0? If it's not decreasing, if it's not increasing, then what must be true? It must stay constant, right? It's going to be a horizontal line. It has a slope of 0. Now, let me ask you this question, another tricky question. How about vertical lines? Well, they actually do not have a slope. Slope is undefined. Undefined. Okay. So here are a few words about slope, y-intercept, and now let's cover what is x-intercept. So x-intercept is simply a point where x has a value and y is equal to 0. And we used that to graph the equation of our first line. So now there's 3 different ways you can describe line using mathematics. First one is called slope form, which is exactly what we used. Y is equal to mx plus b. And these lines can look like this. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Y is equal to 5x minus 1, so on, so forth. Second very common way to describe a line in mathematics is something called point-slope formula. So the key is in the name. You're going to have a point P with x value and y value and a slope m equal to some kind of a number. And the way you use point slope, or the way you can describe a line using point slope formula in mathematics, goes like this. Y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by, open parentheses, x minus x1. That's the point slope formula. Once again, it's called point slope because we have a point and we have a slope. Third one is called a standard form, and it goes like this. ax plus by is equal to c. Okay, so you might not see the third one, it's called standard form, very often. Most of the time you will be jumping between the point slope formula and the slope intercept form, which is the first one, which you basically obtain by expanding or manipulating the point slope formula.